Painting with Menoth John is presented in Super Legitivision. Super Legitivision, the future of podcasting. It's .com.
Hello, I'm
Menoth John.
and I'd like to welcome you. First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your homes. If this is your first time with us, let me extend a personal invitation for you to drag out your
miniatures
and paint along with us each week. Let's go over to the canvas here and let's get started. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. Let's build a happy little cloud. Let's build some happy little trees. There are no limits here. You start out by believing here. You can almost paint with anything. All you have to do is practice.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, all you've got to do is practice, and all you've got to do is give it your all, and give it all that, and this and that and the other thing, and pretty soon you'll have all that you need to be doing what you need to do, and we're going to keep it rolling here tonight, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night, and that must mean that we are all right. You, of course, have tuned into the Wednesday night extravaganza. This is the Painting with Menoth John show, and of course, as usual, up in the catbird seat, you know him, you love him, he is the wind beneath my wings, he is the one and only Mr. John Spencer.
Heyo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nevin Dyer is in the room. I'm going to tell you what about a little figure that fella painted. He posted it in the where the hell did he post it? It was on my Facebook feed, one way or the other. And I'm going to tell you what, it was one of the goblins from the Gloomspit Gets from, it was on your Facebook page, Gets from the Age of Smigmar. I think that's how you say it, right? Schmigmar?
Something like that.
And I'll tell you what, that was some hot shit he was putting on there. He had done this thing with the mushrooms. It was freaking breathtaking and fantastic. Also, this fucker can cook because he's part of the Cooking with Game Facebook page. John, were you aware that there is a Cooking with Game Facebook page?
I believe I am, because I think I heard it on what was that, Sunday night you guys were streaming, you and Rich?
John, are you a member of Cooking with Game?
I'm not.
We need to invite you. We need to get you on. You can look it up. It's an open thing. It's just gamers putting pictures of the food that they cook. And I'm going to tell you what, there's some there, and you don't have to add to it. You can look at it for inspiration.
Really cook.
It's okay, but you can look at it and go, "Wow, that's some good-looking food right there." And if you want,
good-looking kid.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you what. Well, hey folks, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things you may have seen coming up from the Facebook site earlier in the week. I wanted to do pop-ups. As it turns out, my router, which I had purchased relatively new from Netgear can go fucking burn in a fire, is garbage. And I went back to my old Apple Airport Extreme, old and busted, and all of a sudden everything works again.
Old and busted, but works.
Yeah, so we're going to stay with that, and that's why we're able to bring you the Wednesday night extravaganza. There is one other piece of business, John, we do need to get off the shelf here right away, and we need to talk about John Con Summertime. So, as you guys may be aware, John, were you aware that there is a virus going around that goes by the name of COVID-19?
I do, and I got a story about that after you get done talking about John Con.
Okay. Oh, I hope this isn't bad news.
No, it's sad funny.
Okay, so let's get the serious business / news out of the way. Okay, most of you remember that John Con was supposed to be moving to its new summer slot this year, which is July 10th, 11th, and 12th. I think that it's pretty fair to say if you look at the trajectory of the infections and the trajectory of cures and all that kind of stuff coming along the path, I think it's probably a realistic expectation that we are not going to be able to hold John Con during the July 10th, 11th, and 12th weekend. I think it would be irresponsible to try to bring that many people together. I think that we're probably still going to be either at the peak or just heading down the backside by about that time. So we are going to right now reschedule. We do not have a final date in mind. We are looking at the end of September or the end of August, or possibly mid-September. But folks, to be completely honest, we had an emergency meeting of what we call the Mournival, which is the group of people that are on my steering committee for John Con, and we felt like it was probably irresponsible to put out a date, because if we had to cancel again, then it looks like we don't know what the hell we're doing. So for right now, we're looking at the fall. And, God willing, the creek don't rise. We're going to be able to get after it then. So as we get closer and as we get some type of an idea as far as how this is all going to play out, plan on then. Don't make any arrangements. Don't do anything. Not that you were going to. But just kind of keep it out there. And, the second we know more, we're going to share it with you, because we're on lockdown, John.
Lockdown.
Yeah. Crimson goes, looks
day.
like we don't know what the hell we're doing. This is Painting with Menoff, John. There is no looks like. We just don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So that's kind of weird. Now, tell me about your sad and funny story, John.
So I have to go to work every day still.
Okay.
In an office.
Mhm.
100 people. We're fine.
Yep.
Yesterday, one of my people comes in late and looks a little rough, sits down. I'm like, he hadn't messaged me. I'm like, hey, man, what's up? He's like, oh, I'm not well. I didn't sleep last night. I had a fever. I just look at him and say, get the fuck out.
What are you doing? Did you not
Get
get
out.
the fucking memo?
And he's like, so far, I'm like, no, dude, I am not joking. Get the fuck out. Like, you go, clinic, doctor, I don't fucking care. Just get out of here.
Yeah.
You can come back, you bring me a note. So it all happens. I let everyone know. I go wipe down the door he came through, the handle on both sides, and
Good man.
clean off his desk. Then my boss's boss comes and cleans his desk as well. I'm handling the orders he was working with gloves.
Yeah.
I had some blue gloves low on. I don't know how you work in those, John. It's not comfy.
It's fucking terrible, man.
Yeah.
By the end of the show, I'm a big bag of wet. That's why
Yeah.
Belinda was like suggesting I wear blue gloves of love to work out. And I said, honey, honey, it's not how it works.
No.
It's not how it works at all.
So luckily it ends with him getting a note that it was just a slight infection from his tooth that caused a little bit of a fever to break it. So I'm like, okay,
there you go.
He got a note and all came back, but I was just like, dude, don't, just safety first.
Yeah, no, I really hope that this is first of all, I hope it readjusts how companies handle sick time, because it had gotten pretty draconian where people basically didn't have sick time. They had PTO, and that's bullshit, where it's your vacation and it's your pay and it's your sick time. That's nonsense.
Well, my work now, and let's be honest, they have policies in place right now. They can't change them all right away on the fly.
Fair enough.
And they're like, if you get and you have to self-quarantine, we will front you up to 80 hours, 2 weeks of sick time. I'm like, well, that's cool and all, but that means I don't get to take a vacation at all this year.
Yep.
So, I mean, not your fault. It's a tragic thing, but it's like, it does mean we need to look at things.
Yeah, it is. This is an opportunity for us to reflect, I think, a little bit as a society about how we plan for and execute against people being ill.
I mean,
when your name's not fucking vice president.
That universal health care looking mighty tasty about now, isn't it?
Yeah. Andrew Wang is going like, what do you mean you're going to send everybody $1,000 check? I want some royalties for this idea. So let's get back to regular business then, John. We have beverage updates to take care of, folks. I'm going to tell you what. Right now, there is nobody out there that's hurting worse than your local establishment, your mom and pop. And if you can, try to patronize local businesses that you respect the job that they do, because it's a darn hard time to be a restaurateur. So, I'm here to talk about Rustic Road Brewing. Rustic Road Brewing in Kenosha is my favorite brew pub in the whole of southeastern Wisconsin. I'd put them up against Eagle Park, who's way the hell better known out of Milwaukee. And this is, in my hands, a beer that I picked up today. They are closed, technically. However, they have curbside pickup.
Yep.
All you have to do is call ahead, tell them what the hell you want. If you want a crawler, they want to put it in a can, like a good-sized can. They will make a can on the spot for you and deliver it to your car. And so they did this for me. I got in, and they sanitized the bottle really good, and they filled it up. This is Tangerine Dream Milkshake IPA, and I'm going to tell you what, this is some high-quality shit right here. It is. I'm going to pour a glass for this, John, and so you can get a look at it, because there are a few beers that look like this. So this is, I want you to look at this.
Oh, snap.
It's buttery. It's buttery.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm not gonna change to the painting cam right now because the painting cam's even got a good look at it here. Oh yeah, there you go. You're gonna see it on the stream eventually, but there you go. It's so it is a. What's interesting, and I guess I didn't know this about milkshake IPAs or milkshake beers in general, is that it's got a lot of viscosity to it, so it's got a lot of body. And it's really tasty. The tangerine doesn't beat you over the head. You got a nice citrus top note. It's got a good sweetness to it, and it's very mellow. It's got like a really smooth mouthfeel to it. Really beautiful beer. Highly recommend it. Also picked up another 6-pack of Raspberries. Because why? Yep. Because fucking Raspberries, bitches. It's fabulous.
And another note of helping all your local places. If you're eating out more nights, I know it's a little more expensive and all. Mm-hmm. It does mean those groceries you bought last longer. It means you got to go to that crazy grocery store less often.
DEFCON 2. I had the Pick and Save, which is the grocery store down by me, was at DEFCON 2 last time. Belinda Librarian and I rolled up on it. You couldn't fucking buy half the shit you wanted, but it's like, I go, Belle, do you suppose this is what it was like in Eastern Europe back in the day? And
no, they do rationing so that you get what you need.
Yeah, there is that.
So I want to point some other one also. So don't buy more than you need, because I literally, and I do mean literally, had to purchase toilet paper for a coworker.
Yeah, no,
she went to 2 stores on her way home, couldn't find any. I was walking by, they were on sale. I'm like, I don't really need it, but someone at work will need it, or we're out, whatever. One thing of toilet paper is not crazy.
No.
And then she messages like, does anyone got it? I'm like, I got you covered. So I bought toilet paper for a coworker. This is the world we live in now.
Yeah, I went out and I got 2 of the packs of toilet paper at the Home Depot. Because
well, you got like a bunch of people and a bunch of kids in the house. You know how kids use toilet paper.
Yeah, and Belle's got some, and then I went to the Gordon Food Service, and I've got hamburgers and brats, and I've got chicken thighs, and I'm ready to party.
Chicken? I'm impressed. We don't get chicken around here right now.
Yeah, Gordon Food Service is, and the reason I went there is because the way they sell it, it's each. I love chicken thighs because you can't fuck them up, and we got them at there. I get them because they're individually flash frozen, so that it's easier for portion control. You get like a 5-pound bag, but it's easy for portion control, and so I'm ready to party. I mean, I've got 1836, I don't know, in the 50s, bratwurst. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Ready to go. So my drink of choice is I stopped another place that's still open and doesn't need your help as much because they're making money gangbusters, and that is liquor store.
Oh shit, yeah. I should go get
Apparently,
the bottle of
Everclear's selling out because you can make that shit into hand sanitizer.
Yep, because I've got a bottle of Everclear right on the other side of the wall here in Ron's Pub. Thanks to Beer Machine Rich on that one.
Well, I got let's show off some stuff. I got some Bird Dog Black Cherry flavored whiskey.
I bet you that's pretty fucking good. I bet you that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I love black cherry flavor. So, and then I got one of the old standbys, some Captain Morgan Apple Smash.
Fuck yeah. The Captain Morgan round bottle rums have been with us as a podcast for a long time.
So drinkable. But that's not what I'm drinking. I also got me a bottle of Kraken, so I'm drinking me a Force Blow.
Nice. I got a bottle of Kraken sitting on the shelf there. I picked up. I got a bottle of red vermouth so I can make a Negroni. I was running a little low. I picked up 2 bottles of Woodford Reserve at the liquor store because it's fucking $5 cheaper at Arby's than it is at the grocery store. So I got 2 bottles of that. I got Everclear and I fucking don't remember. Oh, Screwball. I picked up some Screwball.
I got those and then a bottle of vodka.
Oh.
Pop off because I don't need anything nice. I just need it to not taste like anything.
Yeah, Belle picked up a bottle of Absolute and a bottle of Asti Spumante because if you're going to make an Aperol Spritz, you need that. So.
Yeah, and the roomie picked up Jameson yesterday, so.
Nice. Yeah, Rich picked up some Jameson cask aged, which is Jameson aged in a cask that was like for something else, like whiskey, some other, not whiskey, but I think it was a beer barrel or something like that. So it like reverses how you normally have it. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, we didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to do the pop-ups that I wanted to do this week because of internet issues. But that's coming next week, folks. Make sure that if you are a fan of the show, that you're going over there to Twitch and you're fucking twitching the bell or whatever you got to do to subscribe, follow,
twitching the bell,
whatever you're gonna do. To make sure that you know about the pop-ups. And, John, if he's available, he'll join me in. If somebody else is available, we're going to try and do some call-in shows, too, at some point. So on behalf of the John and John Show, hey, Ron.
Ron.
Okay. I'm going to take off the glasses with you.
Ooh, that's a little aggressive.
It's a little
aggressive.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you got to.
Oh, John.
What? Oh, yeah. That's a callback right there. The original bottoms up shot glass.
Yep.
Painting with that on John shirt. Boom. Fuck yeah. All right.
I know how to dress. Come on.
Yes, you do. All right, kids. So I'm going to adjust this before. So I'm going to turn over here to the painting cam. So this little kitty that you're looking at here is Belinda's former cat. This cat has passed on, but is clearly not forgotten. This is Ginny. D-J-I-N-N-E-E. Ginny, like a gin. And so when I went to, when I got out I busted out the Nemesis board game, which, holy shit, folks, when that game becomes available, like actually is something you can buy in the store, fucking buy it. This is Space Cat. And he's the cat that is, the cat that is on the first player token of Nemesis. He's kind of like non-IP infringing Jonesy from Alien. So I am going to paint Space Cat, as if he were Ginny, as a little bit of a dedication to one of the nicest cats a fellow would ever want to meet. And I started on the base coating. And what's fun about the miniatures from Nemesis. John, are you familiar with the game Nemesis?
I think we talked about it last week.
Okay. I keep on becoming more and more. Did I talk about the last game that Belinda and I played with the kids?
Fire?
Yeah. Yep. No. This is the one where I had to sacrifice myself.
No, you didn't talk about that one.
Okay, so let's talk about another game of Nemesis while I start working on this. So in this one, Belinda joined us, and Belinda played the scout. I played the pilot. Charles played the soldier again, and Jacob played as the mechanic. And this time, the game decided not to just shit on our heads. I made sure that I shuffled the shit out of the cards this time, and that way we didn't end up with all 3 fires going crazy on your ship cards, in the first 3 events. And so we, in this case, what we did was we had. We were very close to winning. We played full co-op, and the objective. We each have our own objective, and we have to complete our objective in order to win. And my objective was easy. Make sure you get all of the rooms explored. Cool. No problem. I am going to try to... I need something with a little bit more color saturation than this stuff I'm using. But I also don't want it to be like...
Crazy.
Yeah, so it just ends up being just one color. I'm going to try a little mixing medium into my sulfuric yellow here, so it doesn't dry so fast. So we're in there, we're kicking ass, taking names, and we got my objective was done. I was ready to go, and one of my boys' objectives was to take the dead body of the guy that that you find at the very beginning of the game, and make sure that you drag him to the surgery center so you can figure out what he died of. Okay, and then the other son had the objective of finding 2 alien weaknesses. And the way you do that is by either dragging the dead corpse of that guy that I just described, or you can bring an alien egg to the lab and analyze it, or you can take the corpse of a dead alien to the lab and analyze it. And so he was getting ready to do that. We were in great shape. We were in fantastic. We were going to win. All the Charlie had to do was not make noise. So he thought he would roll a grenade. He thought he would roll a grenade in on the aliens. And then the noise markers went off. And all of a sudden we had 3 aliens, including the queen, showed up in one turn. And everything was going sideways. And one of the rooms is to open up the escape pods. Well, the fact of the matter was that that particular room did not exist in our randomized tile placement. So, or we didn't see where it was, one of the two. So the other way that you can open up the escape pods is to have somebody die. Well, it was, the decision came down, and I threw myself on the spear for the team. I went ahead and Jacob had a card that had a decoy on it, and he threw it into the room I was standing in, and all of the aliens congregated around me. And and the rest of the team ran for the room that you have to be in order to get in an escape pod. And I face tanked this room full of aliens for 2 turns, finally dying, opening up the escape pods at the last second so that they could climb in and not die. And that is how games of Nemesis end more often than not. Just heroics, and if you're going to win, it's like by the hair of your chinny chin chin, and it's so much fun.
Sounds super legit.
Yep. I don't know if we're having you're coming in a little bit grainy, like maybe some bandwidth problems on one of our ends.
Might be some internet. It looks like my camera's a little off too, so maybe it's some internet. Let me try something real quick.
Okay. Okay, so he's trying to reconnect there a little bit. Okay. See if it gets a little bit better here soon.
All right, let's see if this gets any better.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, well, I think I'm done farting around with his spacesuit. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get... So Ginny is a gray tabby, which means her face is mostly white. Was mostly white, which I've already Zenithal shaded this guy. So I'm going to start off with the gray brown for around the eyes and stuff. So it's a boy, I'll tell you what, this is gonna be a hard color to mix. Start with a little bastion gray and a little bit of brown I'm gonna mix into it. Maybe a little bit of rucksack tan.
So I'm still working on my giant head.
Oh wow, I love the skin color. Your head's got a nice color.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually tone it down a little bit. It's still a little deep and blotchy. I'm gonna get a little highlights on it.
Cool.
But that's just let's see, which flesh is that? Is Kislev flesh from GW with the contrast of Dark Oath flesh on it. And like I said, that's why I like to use those. I don't generally put them over, just as over primer. I think they'll work really good as these uber washes.
Cool.
Because they sort of wash and stain, and then I'm actually really pleased that his teeth turned out so distinct. Helps a lot. Oh, it's still a little much around the eyes. And then I got a couple different paint schemes I got to try out whether... Thanks, Crimson. He says, now I know Jono is working on his giant head, but what miniature is he painting?
Dum-ba-dum-bum.
Captain America, actually. He's actually about done.
Nice.
Need to throw some sealing on him.
Yep, looking great, buddy. Did a real nice job on that one.
Bring around the base to get done and dry before I hit that. Yeah, he nearly killed me because white. I mean, you know how it is. You fuck something up there with they're white, and you're like, oh!
Yep.
So I tend to get like, that's good. I'm done. We're all good here. How are you?
I hear you.
But yeah, MODOK's got a very specific paint scheme, but it sounds weird. I don't want to necessarily use it because when they eventually make Arnim Zola, he has the exact same colors. Purple and that sort of orangish tan. And he has 0 alternate color schemes, and at least MODOK.
Boy, this is hard. Oops, did I lose you there, buddy? Oh, you're back, I think. You back there, John? Oops, I think I lost you, buddy. I think everything's okay on my end. Let's try to call you back. Hey, you back there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm back. Actually, I could hear you pretty much the whole time. It just was for some reason going all squicky.
Yeah, it's like all frozen up or something.
Yeah, well, we're all good here. So,
good.
I think I left off talking about alternate paint schemes. So
yes, you did.
Looking at alternate paint schemes for MODOK, there's a couple other ones, like a blue and purple. That might be cool. We'll see. I'm just gonna work on the face to begin with because it's such a giant area and like the main area of him. You don't get the face right, you don't get no MODOK right.
No, that is correct. That is the focal point of that character.
Then with Capta, I'm gonna start working on more bad guys. I only have Spidey, Red Skull, Zemo, and Crossbones to go. So we're going to work on Crossbones and Zemo first. And then I just bought a Winter Soldier and Vision 2-pack. Because I figured since I'm half done plus, I can get some more models. I'm trying not to go crazy and buy all the models. You know where you can be.
Oh God, yeah. Tell me about it.
Must have all the models. I'm like, they're not limited. I don't need all the models. They'll be there. Hobby store said they're going to stay open as long as they can. They closed the gaming space. I mean, understandable.
Yep.
Downright what you should do in that situation. So, let's just do this. And then, he generally has pure white eyes, but I'm thinking some of them have like sort of glowing eyes. I might do glowing eyes. We'll see what the face looks like. I think it might detract from the face. It might become too focal pointy.
Yep.
On a model this big with relatively big eyes.
Makes a lot of sense, man.
Trying to think it, but not overthink it.
No, but you know what? You need to think a little bit when you're painting. You really do.
Yeah, especially if you know, like, I've played a couple games, 3 games, and and I like the way the bad guys play, so I'm sort of looking at that. So, like, I like MODOK. Arnim Zola's pretty cool. He'd fit in the team when he eventually comes out. So I'm thinking about eventual paint schemes. I don't like having guys who look really super similar, so we'll try and make them different.
Yep.
And Evanar says, not by all the models. Looks at the Assyria model on his desk he bought close to when she was released. I may or may not still have the Death Wolves in their pre-release pack from a War Machine weekend. Not even assembled. Never got to them.
What are Death Wolves?
They're a Circle Ouroboros 3-character group.
Oh, okay.
They just were never that good. You know, I don't play a lot of Circle. I don't play any War Machine right now, I'll be honest. I'm not saying it's dead in the area, but it is tournaments or nothing pretty much. And that means nothing for me.
Not even any, like, casual play?
I mean, casual play is on Wednesdays, so would be today. But there's like 3 people casual playing. And it gets really annoying real quick because you're like, oh, it's the 3 of us again.
Yeah.
Am I playing the same? I mean, and it's not like there's a plethora of new stuff for some of the things we're playing. I mean, the release schedule is not even steady. I wouldn't say steady to be nice, but it's kind of lethargic.
Yeah, there hasn't been anything for Trolls that's new that's not Riot Quest in probably a couple of years or a year.
Yeah, and honestly, I know what they're trying to do. I understand. I respect what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, the campaign books with a little bit of models for everyone sure seems tasty about now, doesn't it?
Sure does.
I mean, I don't want to just slam dunk on them. They're having bad times like everyone. But it is what it is.
Yep.
Crimson says Trolls are getting a CID later this year, aren't they? I'm like, I don't know. I mean,
couldn't tell you. Didn't they just have something with the shooty ones? I thought they got a little bit of help in that one. I know they got a little bit of help with I think Gunbjorn's stuff.
I don't know. I'm so far out of it on that. I don't even pretend to know anymore.
I'd like to try the ones that I'd like to try the ones that were they bumped up the shooty trolls because I think that they made like the Blitzer and stuff better.
Which is good because the Blitzer's never really been top notch.
No,
it's always been sort of like, sure, I'll take a Blitzer because I don't have the 10 points for a bomber.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says that PP did announce that Legion and Trolls are getting new releases and CIDs later this year, and they got a non-CID update a while ago for one of their theme forces. I mean, it's cool, but I mean, let's go.
Yep. Happy for him.
Yeah. I would love to get time, but at this point, time is at a premium. Too many games. Which is, I mean, let's be honest, from a hobby standpoint, isn't that the best problem ever to have?
Yeah.
No longer is it like, oh, I like playing miniature games, so I'll either play the shitty game or I play 40K/fantasy. Now you're like, what game do I want to play? Yep. What are the guys playing? What, you mean I got options? What's that about?
Yeah, I don't even have that. I mean, if I don't play, I can either go to the War Machine store and play War Machine, or I can go to the Keyforge store and play Keyforge. Those are my options.
Well, luckily I got a larger group locally, so we get some other options. We do some Legion between each other. We'll do some Marvel. Not Brushhead Dave and I will do Malifaux, though we're the only ones right now. But I like to say that one's for Dave. That's Dave. That's Friday night is hang out with Dave and play what Dave wants to play.
Sure.
It's all good. And he's like, I would play Marvel if you brought it. I'm like, he's just like, I'm not going to buy any models. I'm like, well, what's the point then? You take half of my models, I take half of my models. I can teach you the game, but if you're not interested yet, what's the point? We might as well play something you are interested in.
Yep.
He'll be interested when they release Kitty Pryde. Hey, Kathy, you're not exactly at the end.
Yeah. Hey, Kath. Glad to see you're here.
You're just before we get to the media section. We got about 5 minutes where we hit media section because
Yeah.
we're running late and we're truncating, so we're not going to be on forever.
That's correct. That is absolutely what we're going to do. We're going to truncate. But I'm just painting Space Kitty from. Oh boy, I can't tell.
I bet Space Kitty would get along well with Aximilian.
Aximilian? Oh, yeah.
It's from the GW. What game is it? One of the Kill Team expansion. I think it was actually called Rogue Trader or something. He's part of their team.
Oh.
And he's been sort of my Hobby Streak mascot for a while. I haven't painted the rest. They're actually right over here on my. Let me grab this. On my painty thing, ready to paint, but
Nice.
I play so much 40K and all right now. That would be 0 if anyone counting. There's no point in painting them. Paint what you're playing, or if you're playing a couple things, play one of the things.
Well,
None of it wasn't Blackstone Fortress. It was one before that. Though Blackstone Fortress, I will say, John,
I've heard
that is a game for you and the kids and all. It is, it's a fun game.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
It is basically, Descent or Imperial Assault, just Warhammer 40K, and it's pretty cool.
Yep, I've heard good things about it.
I'm slightly surprised. I'm like, I'm gonna buy it because it's got cool models, and I'm like, oh, it's actually a pretty solid game. We've done pretty good with it. I think we've won a couple games. I think the rules are very loose, and you just sort of go. We've had some where it's like, oh, it's all the Space Marines at once. Hi, guys. I'm going to run. You guys take the Space Marines. I'm running. I just play the crew and make chicken noises. Because it's funny. But like, I'm going to place a trap here. Like, what are you? It's role-playing, sucker. Crew make chicken noises. It's official now.
Well, good. I'd always wondered about that.
I mean, yeah. They make chicken noises. Let us do this. I'm doing some light painting. I don't want to get too into anything.
Nope, I hear you.
I want to make sure I take my time. I'm going to not have a lot of lights on when I wash, when I do the matte varnish over cap, because I did it over Black Widow. I don't know if you heard this, but it went and frosted up. Like, brush on went and got crappy on me.
Uh-oh.
I was able to clean her up and do another coat, and it worked. So I think maybe it was drying extra quick because of light and everything. So we're going to be extra careful next time. Just goes to show you, even brush on can F up. So be careful.
Yes, it can.
So be super careful.
All right, now we're going to do a nice bright green for the eyes. Going to have a nice solid green for the eyes. Ocean green. That'll be.
This is green. I like
so
that green.
It'll pop up really nice on the miniature.
One might call that super green.
Super green. Wow, it's Rippy Ride.
Oh.
The Gemini Croquette from Frosted Paradise. Oh my God!
That movie has the exact right amount of Chris Tucker in it.
Yes, it does. I think
Any
it's his
more,
finest
you're like,
role.
I want to kill you.
I think it's his finest role.
I mean, yeah, I mean, occasionally I'll rewatch. I mean, eventually I'll rewatch Rush Hour, because I recall that being enjoyable. But did I enjoy it more because of Jackie Chan, or is it a combo? I would guess probably Jackie Chan, because who doesn't love Jackie Chan?
Love Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan is awesome. Even in bad movies, Jackie Chan is awesome. What was that? What was that sort of kid movie with him and Jet Li in it?
Oh boy.
Forbidden Kingdom or something like that, where he plays a drunken kung fu master. Amusing, because Jackie Chan. It's also cool. Jet Li was like not a fully serious role in that, since he ended up playing the Monkey King.
Oh.
And it's good to see a lot of character for it, but it's good to see, you know.
Yep.
Can't let yourself get typecast.
Okay, it's time for the media section.
You gotta stop.
Yep, because I just fucked up the eye, and I was close. I was really close to not fucking it up, and then I did. So now I've got to repaint the face a little bit because I got a little bit of black where it didn't belong, and I got to rebuild the shadows on his eye. God damn it.
That was me with Captain America. I understand. All right, so hey, John, did you know?
I don't know if I did.
Am now done with the Transformers movie series.
You have got to be a happy man right now.
Oh God, I was talking to the ex roommate, the Creekins, because I wanted her opinion on another movie, on Birds of Prey. Spoiler: she didn't like it much either.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't care
for it.
I
wanted to make sure, I wanted to make sure I got from someone with a strong, let's say, feminist opinion. Like,
sure.
Am I just off completely? She's like, you're not off. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
Make sure. But I'm like, she's like, I'm not really for superhero movies. I'm like, that's fair. I really miss them right now because Transformers.
Yeah. Ugh.
Luckily, Transformers ends on a very, very high note because I watched Bumblebee.
Okay, well, good.
And Bumblebee is, people called it E.T. with a Transformer, and E.T. was never, ever, 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 ever remotely this violent. Nor was it quite as teen. It's just post-teen. She's 18 out of high school, the main character, and sort of lost her father, doing those dead-end kid jobs, because that's what you do.
Yep.
And just trying to get better. She's broken inside. She's trying to get better. Mm-hmm. And Bumblebee is fleeing Cybertron. Where they show he's actually a good warrior, but he's no one important. Mm-hmm. In fact, he's not even called Bumblebee. He's like B127 or something like that.
All right.
They sent him to Earth to set up an outpost, but when he gets there, he's attacked by a Decepticon and John Cena, who is a member of Section 7. So he's kind of good guy. And he ends up getting messed up and sort of losing his memory. And then the young girl gets him as her car while she's fixing the car her and her father are working on. And then she figures out he's a robot. And then, sort of standard. It's cliche as fuck at points. I'm not going to lie.
Sure.
But it's enjoyable. At no point is this movie too awkward. There's like one scene I'm like, really? That was probably a scene you didn't want. And that's when sort of Bumblebee gets in the house and wrecks everything. You're like, you didn't need that scene.
Sure.
Unnecessary scene. But other than that, it's really good. The Decepticons are distinct. They have a visual thing. You can tell which each one is. It's not like, it's that sort of silvery one I can't really tell till he opens his fucking mouth. And which voice comes out. You can tell they're all distinctly different, which is cool.
That's good.
They come down pretending to be friends, looking for a fugitive. And John Cena, who was originally reasonably friendly, ended up getting scarred, and his men got killed when the other Decepticon attacked Bumblebee. So he's more of a hard ass now. He's like, they're called Decepticons. Isn't that a clue? I'm like, thank you for being Captain Obvious. That's actually important. And it pretty much follows what you expect. Of course, Bumblebee wants to stay with the girl, but he can't. He's got to go do his thing. She helps him fight off the Decepticons. They get a bond. Of course, the John Cena ends up being friendly-ish to them at the end, lets him escape because he realizes that he was doing the right thing. It's cliche playbook, but they're all well-done cliches. Mm-hmm. They avoid a couple of the ones, like there's the stepfather, who is not an ass or anything. He's just, a nice guy, and she just hasn't warmed to him because she's, was probably 17, 18 when her father died. And you can't jump in that. It doesn't happen.
No.
I think they could have spent, this is going to sound fucking weird coming from me, a little less with the Bumblebee hijinks in there and a little more with the actual portrayal of her as hurt and healing.
Sure.
I think you get a little more of that. But it is very enjoyable, easily the best movie in the series. And I say that liking the first movie, though less with each rewatch. It's a soft reboot of the series. It doesn't lead directly into any other ones. They're gonna continue with the soft reboot, which is a little unfortunate because I did enjoy The Last Night and liked when they said, fuck your mythology, we're gonna do our own thing and go.
Yep.
But I'm gonna give it 1.5 shots of crack, and it's definitely enjoyable. You should watch it. It's on Amazon Prime for free right now.
Cool.
And well worth the money. And like I said, easily the best of the series. And thank God I'm done. Bring on the Star Wars.
For my media section, I'm actually going to talk about a YouTube channel that I think is worth talking about. Right now, amongst all of the darkness that we're facing, one of the things that is a shining example of the kind of spirit I think we need to have as a people is a company called SpaceX. And SpaceX is unless you've been living underneath a rock, is Elon Musk's rocket company, who basically decided if we just stay on the Earth, we're a terminal species. And we need to get to Mars. We need to get to Austin Mars. And so he decided, he mapped out how to do this. And you don't just do it in one step. You have to have a company that makes money to pay for the getting to Mars part. And that company is SpaceX. And so SpaceX entered the commercial, satellite launch business with the idea that they were going to create a reusable rocket platform, which is really unusual. Not only just they were going to reuse it all as much as possible. Fairings, the boosters, the whole 9 yards. And, or at least the first major booster, the big one that starts off the whole shit and match. And that this morning, there was a couple of different streams that I want to recommend if you're interested in space stuff. The first one is Everyday Astronaut. Everyday Astronaut his videos tend to be a little bit long, but he is genuinely a rocket geek. And you will learn a lot about the history, and he's got connections. He routinely gets interviews with Musk, and he does a great job covering each of their launches. The next one is What About It, which is by this guy Felix, who's in Germany, and he did a really nice job covering the launch today of the Starlink launch that went pretty well. It was the 5th launch for the particular Falcon 9 booster that they were using, and they predicted they would be able to get 5 launches out of them. And by God, if they weren't right, because it fucked up on the way back down and died on re-entry. But the Starlink satellite launch went great. Starlink, by the way, is Elon Musk's future internet company, and they're putting a constellation of satellites up, and I mean a constellation, especially to serve underserviced or not serviced internet places on this planet. And the other site would be that I would recommend is a guy by the name of Scott Manley. And Scott Manley is an actual honest-to-God astrophysicist kind of guy that works in the rocket industry, and you will learn a ton about history, and he's very approachable, and I really, really like his stuff. And he's got a nice voice, so it's good to listen to him. He's got a good accent. So Scott Manley, Everyday Astronaut, and What About It with Felix, the guy from Germany. So I recommend getting out there and checking that stuff out. There's some. This is an exciting time to watch, and Elon's got another one up his sleeve, and it's called Starship, and it will be impressive when it takes off. They're currently building the prototypes right now. Serial number 3 is, I believe, underneath construction. They blew up the first one doing a tank pressure test on purpose. So they're going through a lot of testing right now, but it is going to be an impressive sight when it takes off eventually, and it's allegedly going to be something that is going to be manned at some point. So, but They're long fucking way from that, I'll tell you what.
And what this is going to do, this is also going to do what Goat in the Moon did. This is going to innovate.
Yeah.
We've been stagnant on certain technologies. I mean, we
Yeah,
had
we
this
really
talk, I
have.
think last week or a week before, about when they sent the astronaut up in space for more than a year, and they found out like all bunch of stuff, like your eyes are going to get worse. This is going to jumpstart that, because if you're going to send people to the moon, you have to have a cure for that. You have to have some way to fight that. And
Yep.
who knows what that'll do for it.
Yep.
The next generation of people might not have to worry about glasses like your eye, man.
Yeah.
They might just have treatments that are just easy, boom, boom, go. There's a lot of potential there.
Yep. What do we remember about Star Trek? Put some drops in the eyes, and you're all better. Except unless you're allergic to Retinox 5, in which case you've got to wear them glasses. There, Kirk. Got to wear them glasses.
Still the best Star Trek movie.
Yep.
So good. So good. I saw that in the theater not that long ago when they did the anniversary showing. It was still great in the theater. It was worth every penny.
Yep. It is clearly the best. Belinda and I watched Nemesis the other day because it is a clear lead-in to the Picard series. And I enjoyed it.
It's not terrible. It's not the worst Star Trek movie.
No.
But, man, it is definitely in the ballpark. But people forget, a bad Star Trek movie is still not bad sci-fi unless it's Star Trek V, in which case, please don't.
Which was that? Undiscovered Country?
No, that's 6. That's the good one. 5 is the one where they go, the Final Frontier, where they find Spock's brother and go find God, which isn't really God.
Oh,
and
God,
what is
no,
God? He was
no,
a starship.
No.
It's the Shatner directed one.
No,
Shatner has a lot of skills. Directing's not one of them.
What is his skills? It's
overacting.
not yeah, there you go. Okay, he's S level overactor for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, acting in 2 is, I mean, he overacts, but you never don't know what he's feeling, and that's great sometimes.
Bad Star Trek movie versus good Transformer movie. Go.
Okay, so Star Trek V is better than Transformers 2 and 3, about par with 4. The rest are better than that one. Nemesis is probably on par with the first and the last night, and then Bumblebee is up there with Star Trek 4.
Okay, fair enough. No, that's good. Wow, there you go, folks. That's fucking perspective for you. There 9 out of 10 podcasts named Painting with Menoth John. You're not going to get that.
Absolutely.
That fucking 10th one though, you just got it right there.
Yep. So yeah, so that's good. But
all right, kids. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go back to the face.
Keep safe. Do what you can for yourself. Just be smart and keep sharing that media with everyone. People are gonna get a little stir crazy. Check on your friends. Make sure they're cool. Yep. Maybe Skype them. That'll help a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some people just need that interaction. Even if it's just like this, it'll help them.
It's funny. We've been doing these things because everybody in the corporate office of Starbucks is working from home now, and they're doing this thing like every 2 or 3 days where everybody in the extended group is getting on Teams at the same time, and we're showing off each other's animals, and it was really, really great the first time. The second time, it was a little bit harder to drive a lot of excitement, so we're going to see how that goes. But my smaller group, the process technology folks, every 2 days we get on and just kind of, how are we doing? What's up? Do you need any help? Is there anything we can do? And the overwhelming comment is that I feel closer to the people that I'm working with now than I ever have before. And that is from people who work together in the same building every day. And this has helped bring them together. I think that's fantastic. COVID-19, hey, Ron, to you for bringing people together. Maybe
There's
that'll
always a light in the darkness.
That's right. Keep it positive, bitches.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal this week, John, is to get Charlie to play StarCraft, the board game, with me.
Oh, you own StarCraft board game. Impressive.
I do. It's sat unused on my shelf for years, and now the boy, I think we can. It's not that hard of a game, so I think we're gonna figure if we can play Nemesis, we sure as shit can play StarCraft.
should be able to. Yeah.
Yeah. I also have
my goal is to lure the roommate out of the basement to play an actual game that's not Transformers the card game.
You can do that.
Wish me luck.
I wish you luck. I wish you. Here's what you do: go out and buy a couple packs of Keyforge. Lure.
Oh, yeah. I got some in here.
Yeah, lure them out.
Gonzo sent me some in a care package because he was going to teach me on a stream, but we don't have time to do that anymore.
Yeah.
He would totally not. He would probably dig it, but I mean, if we're gonna play a card game, we should just play Transformers. That's what we got.
Fair
but
enough.
I'm trying to get him to play a miniatures game.
A miniatures.
He owns most of the ones I own, maybe even a board game. I've got Night Vault. I got Shadespire. I got a couple of the Robotech Kickstarter ones, not the Palladium books, but they did another one not that long ago with Crisis Point, and there's another one I haven't even played yet. I only played Crisis Point because Necromiles, remember Necromiles?
Yeah.
Came to the area, I guess last year, and we hung out. We played that game, showed him around. He was in DC with his wife, and we just chilled, had a good time.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. We are going to wrap this up for now. Next, I'm going to hopefully do some pop-ups during this week. Let's see, what is today? Today's Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday night extravaganza?
Tomorrow's Thursday. There will not be one for Thursday, and probably not for a few days, guys, to be honest with you. Maybe something during the day on Saturday. We'll see. Really depends. This weekend, the boys are going to go see their moms, and so it's gonna be Belle and I. But Belle and I are looking at each other like, "What the actual are we gonna do?" We can't go to a restaurant. We can't have like anything. So we're just gonna try and find something awesome to cook with what we got in the freezer.
Yeah, that's what me and my friends are like. We're like we usually go to Mission Barbecue and all sit together and chill and have a good time for like 2 hours or so. We're eating lunch. We can't. I mean, I can go to Mission Barbecue, pick up food. They're still doing carry out, and I probably will. But
Yep.
I can't hang out with them. I mean, I can invite them over. It's not like we need to have that much social distancing.
No.
As long as we're less than groups of 10. 9 people's okay. 10 people, not so much.
Not so much. I'm
invite 9 out of your 10 friends.
We're gonna the rest of the setup for Super Intern Haley will be arriving on Saturday. The microphone and headsets, and then we'll decide whether or not see how she's feeling, see how much risk we want to take, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe she'll be back on the wheels of steel next week. We've also got the camera coming at some point.
Yep.
When you get no rush, when you have an opportunity, buddy. These are weird times. Don't put yourself at risk.
Absolutely. It's really weird.
Don't put yourself
it'd be easier if I just pay for it UPS. I might just pay for it UPS. I can do that at my desk at work.
Okay. Cool. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play the music because that's what we do. And we're going to transition out. So on behalf of the co-host with the Mr. John Spencer, this is Menoff John. Wash your goddamn hands. Stay a couple of meters apart. If you're sick, stay home from work.
Yes.
And remember, folks, be safe, but care for the people around you. Have a good week, and we'll see you next Wednesday on Painting with Menoff John. Good night, everybody.
Good night.